Now, covering Logan Paul isn't something that I want to do on my channel, but honestly, what he's been doing lately is hilarious, and I think it's funny. I'm not getting all angry about it like some other people. Like, oh, he filmed a dead person. It's like, whatever. Who cares? It's a. I guess it's a little shitty, but he didn't kill anybody. Who gives a shit? And now, YouTube finally demonetized him for temporarily because he had a video of him, like, I don't know, tasering a dead rat and like poking a fish or something. And I don't know. I think that's hilarious. I think that's funny as fuck. And I don't think he should be demonetized for that. But, people get demonetized for much more benign, stupid things. But I just love to see the reaction on Twitter and from just pretty much almost everybody that they're like, oh, Paul still hasn't learned his lesson. Logan Paul hasn't done this. Like, who gives a shit, man? He's just some fucking young guy having fun. So far, I don't think he's hurt anybody. And he says maybe a few offhand remarks here and there, but in the end, it's like people should not be focusing on Logan Paul. There are way worse issues. There are people who do way worse things in the world than Logan Paul, but you see, he gets all of the flack, right? And I do think that him being white does have a little bit of an effect on why he gets so much flack, right? He represents white privilege to the left. He's a young white male whose privilege, has a lot of money, who doesn't give a shit, and who just is who pretty much epitomizes everything the left hates. So this is why I kind of like him. And I don't watch his shit or anything, but whenever I hear something like this, I just think it's funny. And they're using this. They're saying like, oh, it's because of Logan Paul that they're demonetizing people and this and that. But really, that's not true. They've already been doing that. This has been in the works. Governments have been pushing for censorship for years. And, YouTube has been in the process of making changes for a long time. So Logan Paul, he's not the one who's creating a lot of the problems on YouTube like I see a lot of people blaming him for, but he's just a young, dumb kid who likes to do some stupid shit. And honestly, I think it's, like I said before, it's hilarious. Like, he was tasering a dead rat. Like, who doesn't find that funny? Like, who doesn't think that's hilarious? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a fucking dead rat. Do we really care that much about a dead rat? Like, we just have people celebrating the Amtrak train crash or some shit where a couple people died because there was Republicans in them and stuff. There's all these people like, oh, this, and then somebody like tasers a rat. What a monster. He hasn't learned his lesson. He's a horrible person. It's like, who cares, man? This guy, he's going to grow up in a few years and he's going to change and he's not going to be doing as much of the stupid shit he's doing. And a lot of the stuff he's doing isn't hurting anybody. He's just creating a bit of controversy here and there, but it's just ultimately a waste of time. Like, I don't pay attention to him. The only reason I know about these things because the media fucking pushes it on all of these other publications that shouldn't be talking about him whatsoever. The only people talking about him should be TMZ and this and that, but you have the rest of the media bringing him up and being like, oh, look at Logan Paul doing this, look at Logan. It's all for views, it's all for clicks, because they know that, the guy is popular and stuff, and people do hate the kid. And honestly, I don't really know why. Like I said, I think it's because it's the left. He does epitomize everything that they hate. Capitalism, white people, men, money and shit. So and he's also like taking a lot of views from the mainstream media. This is why I think people like PewDiePie, Logan Paul do get a lot of shit and do get dragged through the mud from the media, because people are trying to turn people away from YouTube and shit, because that is the future. In 5 to 10 years, the majority of people are going to be getting a lot of their content, a lot of their stuff from YouTube. So I think it's the media's attempt to try to slander some of the biggest people on the channel, so then people don't go there as much. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and they just really don't like the kid, or they actually believe what he's doing is horrible. But I really don't think that is the case. I think they're just kind of using the kid to spew their hate for everything else, right? And he's kind of like the scapegoat. But that's all I pretty much had to say. And if you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. And I hope he keeps tasering some dead rats, because that's fucking hilarious. But so keep it up. That's all I pretty much had to say. Take it easy.